As Ashley mentioned, ever since this pandemic really started spreading, especially in the United States, we've been seeing a lot more demand for our core basic announcement module. For those of you that know PunchAlert, and it looks like we got a really nice mixture of people on the line. I'm just a lot of names I know and recognize, and some I don't. So definitely great to have some existing PunchAlert customers on, and maybe people looking at it, or even some customers that might be really focused on using our emergency module, which is the core of our platform and what most of our webinars and most of our training is all about. But the announcement module is there for you to use, and that's what I'm going to just focus on today. In particular, mass texting. So, when you look at announcements, and you think about your organization, you already have unlimited usage within your organization of all of our channels. And so that means that when you send out an announcement, obviously they're going to get it through the mobile app. And if you have a lot of your people have downloaded the mobile app, that's great. You could also send it through text and email and phone call and these other channels. So the text messaging channel is particularly valuable for those people that don't have the app. It's such a simple way to reach a massive amount of people. And so when you think about the announcement module, what I'm going to show you today, think about maybe your broader audience. A lot of you know we give away this idea of a public network for free, but the public network does not include SMS. So what we're seeing a lot of interest in right now is customers like one I'll show you today, Georgia Poison Control, which they're just in the process of their launching. We'll show you how they're using it. Really, it's focused on the announcement module for the mass public, using public lists, using self-onboarding, and they just simply enabled an SMS package for the public, which is something you can purchase, based on how many messages you need. For example, if you need to buy 1 million messages, you can do that, or 5 million, or 100,000, whatever it is. So you can kind of leverage the public network and enable SMS, and the announcement module is really great for that. So that's going to be the focus. If anyone has questions along the way, please just type them in. Good, I'm glad Ashley did start recording this. Perfect. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting with the web console here. For those of you that are not already customers, we've created a really simple getting started interface that focuses on this announcement experience and focuses on the SMS experience in particular. So this form, basically, it's off of express.punchalert.com. We can create a code for customers if they prepay or if they need to just pay after the fact, where they can basically just provide some simple information about your organization, and then what we call a short code sign-up phrase. Now, this is a unique phrase. So when you sign up with PunchAlert, it'll need to be something like, let's say, for example, you have a school and you want to send out alerts just for COVID-19. So school, school XYZ, COVID, for example. That code is available. So when you set up these phrases, you can kind of claim your own phrase. And what you'll see, it's a very simple thing. All you have to promote to people to sign up for your alerts is to text this phrase to our short code. Our short code is 77297. Any of you that use PunchAlert, if you go to your text message, you go to your messages, you'll notice that all of our messages are, whether it's for emergencies or announcements or tips or anything, it's coming from 77297. That's our short code. It allows us to distribute messages, at max capacity of about 300 per second. Realistically, you'll probably see closer to 100, 150, depending on, what's going through our system at that time. But this is a sign-up phrase that allows people to go directly into a specific list within your organization. You can use it for public lists too. So when you announce this to people, you say, hey, everyone, text so-and-so to 77297. I'm going to show you what that looks like. But this is kind of a simple sign-up. You can set up actually a secondary phrase as well. We set up lists associated with each of these sign-up phrases. So this is our simplest onboarding form as of yet, because you can basically do it in just one page. Again, if you already use PunchAlert, you don't need this. So I'm going to go back to the admin console here. All right, so for once you've set that up, or you're an existing PunchAlert customer, there are a few things I want to focus on. Let's go to admin settings, and I'm going to go to settings onboarding. Now, if you're an administrator for your organization, you've seen a lot of this stuff, but what you might not have seen is this new section down here below, short code sign up phrase. So this is something we've done manually for customers in the past, but now it's automated. You can add your own short code phrase. And that's the same thing we were just talking about. So let's say I want to add a short code phrase that says webinar. Let's just call it webinar. It's available. And the purpose is to demonstrate how end users can sign up for mass texting via lists using a phrase. So the text back message, this is what it's actually going to text back. So we're going to say, congratulations, thanks for signing up for our alerts. And I can have them go on the follower role, and I can join them to a specific list. So, and I should have created a list ahead of time. I'll put it in my to Greg's list for now, and hit save. And so now I've created that that new shortcode phrase. So now the term webinar, if you text webinar to 77297, it will actually join you to that list. Now, what list are we talking about? And by the way, Ashley just posted that out on the text. So if you want to test that out, that's what we just created. Now it's going to join the to Greg's list. Now, what's the to Greg's list? Well, it's, let's go look at there. And one thing you could do first, if you don't already have lists, is you can go and add some more lists. So the to Greg's list right now just has me and Ashley in it. But as you all text webinar to 77297, it'll join you to the to Greg's list. And you can, of course, create as many lists as you like. When you create a list, you can put the list name, you can make them public, and so on. Choose what role people go into. So you can create lists, and then once you've created the lists, again, go back to onboarding and create as many shortcode phrases as you need for people to join that list. So it's really simple. So again, the benefit of joining the list through the shortcode phrase is they don't have to download the app. So if you want people to opt in, again, this is not for people that are already in the system. These are, you want to add people, and you don't want to like bulk upload them through the admin. You don't want to integrate with your Active Directory or anything like that. You want people to opt in, but you don't want them to have to download the app. Well, we do have a user portal, and I can show you that as well. We'll go to the user portal. That's one way. But another way now, without even going to any web interface at all, so no mobile app, no website, you just tell them to text your phrase, webinar, in this case, to 77297, and they're in the right list, and they'll just show up in those relevant lists. Okay, so that's kind of the opt-in experience. I'm going to do all my demoing from the web, and then I'm going to go to the phone, kind of show you the other side of things. So let's say now you have that list populated. You see it's getting, again, you see that list is getting bigger. To Greg's up. No, notice it's 6 people, so I can see some of you have signed up, and I can view details to see who those people are, whoever's texting in. So now let's go to the announcement module. I'm going to hit home, and I'm going to go to the announcement module, view announcements. And you can see all my announcements in the past. To create one, you simply create announcement under actions. You can use templates. For those of you that haven't created templates, those are pretty useful. This is an example of one template where it can use a placeholder, for example, or you can, so placeholders could be the time, it could be the organization name. So we have other placeholders. You can see some of them here, placeholder examples. So those are templates, and you can create your own templates whenever you need to. But let's just send, but this, this is just, you can add a test. And I'm actually going to send from the mobile app. So, but this is just an example of how you can do it from the web. By the way, I'm in our new console. I should have started from there. So for those of you that aren't familiar, that's at admin.punchalert.com. So, so yeah, when you go to create an announcement, just remember to have a title, a message, to look at options if you need options, and most importantly, your distribution. So you'll want to check your lists. Your roles, remember, are mutually exclusive. Your lists are not. So you can have any number of lists, and you can send to a number of lists at the same time. And then remember, channels, by default, you're going to have push notification, SMS, and email active. That SMS is a critical one, so people receive the SMS. And then there's some other things, location. Once you send that out, let's go for, you can view details, and you'll see kind of the details of your announcement. How long did it take to send it out through all the different channels that you used? This announcement was, we had Slack as a channel, so you can see how long that took, and you can see the others. Notice 9 recipients, how many read it, and then if you go to the view user communication logs, you get more information. So total recipients, total unavailable. If they set their availability off, they're not going to get it. And some other stats, and then you can scroll down. It is paged, so if you need to see who received a message and who didn't, you could see by channel. If you enabled responses, they will also be available here, like comments, yes or no questions, things like that. Those are features that you do need the mobile app for, but because we're seeing such demand for mass texting, we are likely going to expand the functionality in SMS. So even from an SMS alone, you could answer a yes or no question, and some other features that we're trying to enable outside of just the mobile app. If anyone has any questions, please just chime in. Okay, cool. So going back to announcements, any announcement that you see here will still show up in the announcement history. The announcement history is visible in the mobile app, but we're also now making that history available to customers in 2 other places. One is on the user portal, which I'll log into. And then another is a new thing that we developed for Georgia Poison. And this may or may not be relevant to you, but I'm going to show you because it appeared to meet a very specific and timely need. So, so again, I'm looking at all these announcements that we've sent, and they'll all show up in the user history. However, if you need to archive, let's say I need to go and archive a message, I can archive selected announcement. That just removed it from the announcement history. It's still available, it's in archive, so you can still go back and look at it and view the details of it, but it's not in your main announcements list here. So it'll still, once you archive it, it's not going to show up in the announcement history. That's the point. So just something to be aware of. You could archive and then it just removes it from that history, or you could just leave everything in the history, whatever your preference is. If you're sending out public announcements, there's probably no reason to archive because it's public, unless you're worried about old messages confusing people. So, so that's the announcement history. That's the announcement detailed logs. And again, we talked about templates. There are other things like categories that you can set up as well. Notice these are mostly general that we've sent, but you can categorize as well. In the new version 5.5 of our mobile app, which has been in development for a long time and just been delayed for various reasons, it is coming out soon though. You'll notice that we're making categories, visual icons, just in the same way that they are for tips today. And so, not to veer too far off track, but if we go to categories, categories for a moment, you'll see how we do have visual icons now for emergencies, for tips, and for announcements. So you can actually choose when you're creating a category, let's say we're creating an announcement category, these are all icons that you'll have available. And when you attach a location to an announcement, it actually does populate on the mobile app. So you'll in the map. So that's something we've been asked for a while, the adding location for announcements and adding kind of visual icons for all of our modules. It's really going to be important for emergencies because you'll be able to immediately select an emergency category in the countdown page. So 5.5 is coming. We apologize for the delay. And just something to be aware of is these visual icons are going to be relevant. And that's when I think the use of categories for announcements will start to become more used as well. So, all right, so I think that's everything in the admin console. Again, the key thing I wanted everyone to see was that the shortcode sign up phrase, again, it's in settings, onboarding at the bottom. Set up these shortcode phrases. It's a super easy way for you to promote that people can sign up for specific lists that you want to send announcements to via SMS. They don't need to download an app. They don't need to go to a website. So super simple. And if you want to dive into that further with us, or you want to enable SMS for your public users, just let us know, and we'll work with you to do that. Okay, last couple things online. I'm going to go to the user portal now, which is user.punchalert.com, and sign in. So you can always manage your account on the user portal. Any user can go here, so you don't have to be an admin. You can view your account, these things. You can also now see your announcements. So any announcements that you have were signed up for, you can see them here in the user portal as well. So that's one place where they can be seen. Now the other place is here. This is something new that we did for Georgia Poison. Information about testing, exposure, a specific page for healthcare professionals. And they actually needed it in both English and Spanish. So this is the English, but when you go to gapc.io, you'll notice there's a Spanish version as well. And so we have all that content for them in Spanish. Now, I'll go back to the English page. The reason I show you this is because notice they do need the announcement history. So you could see the history here, and they've deleted because they haven't officially launched yet. So every announcement they've actually created, they've already archived, which is why there's no history here. But as they start sending out public announcements, they'll be visible in this announcement history. But most of those announcements are actually linking to this website as well. So they need to be able to update this website. So we created a very simple thing at the bottom. You'll notice it says manage. And I can log in unless they've removed my access, just to show you what the manage interface looks like. Now notice I can actually change this content. So it's a very, very simple content editor. Again, if you have your own website, this is not gonna replace an entire website content management system. This is not Squarespace or GoDaddy or WordPress or anything like that. This is just a very, very simple, if you need a really simple website to link your announcements to, where you need to just simply update content all the time, this is a good option that we've created for a customer and we can create for you. The other thing that is nice about it, again, I showed you the announcement history is visible right there. The other way it's tied in is whenever you save it, if you want, you can send an update. And when you send an update, it just kind of gives you a quick way to choose what templates you want to choose from and what lists you want to send it to. And then you hit send update. So, so again, this is something that a customer needed. They're going to be actively using. It just saves them time from having to go directly into the announcement module every single time they wanted to send an update. So something to be aware of on the announcement module. All right, I'm going to leave there. And now I'm going to switch over to the mobile app. If anyone has any questions, please chime in. Switch over to the mobile app. Okay. Hopefully my screen should be popping up any second. It's thinking about it. All right, here we go. All right, good. Okay, so this is really simple. I'm going to go to post. For those of you that haven't sent announcements, or it's very simple to do that. I'm going to click Punch Technologies. I give it a title, test, demo in webinar. Just hit test. Okay, here I can use my templates. There's my COVID-19 update. I don't need to do that. I can use drafts, or I can save as a draft. I can go ahead and save it as a draft. It's really nice and simple. I do have more options here. Here's where I can add audio. I can add a photo or video. I can give it a type. I can do response options too. So maybe I'll just turn on commenting. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Here's where I'm going to choose my list, so I can choose internal responders, but maybe I'm going to choose that to Greg's list, so whoever signed up just today can get it. And finally, I'm going to just set a couple channels. I'm going to choose email. I'm going to choose text message. So the text message channel obviously being critical for this. And notice I just hit send, and I got the text message. I got the push notification, and it immediately shows up there. And I can enable comments and so on. And then again, going to the text for a moment, you know, I show this for those of you that did it. If you text webinar to our short code, looks like someone commented on the announcement. Notice it says, congratulations, thanks for signing up for alerts. The service is provided by Punch Technologies, message and data rates apply. By the way, I could add my email. If you want people to sign up for emails too, this is another quick way to do it. You just add your email to the text back. So that joined, when I texted webinar, that added me to that list, Greg test 2. So hopefully some of you have tried that. And then I added my email. Now it just added my email, so I would also get that email that just went out with that announcement. And there it is. And notice Ashley commented on it. So again, for that, you do need the mobile app. So there's some kind of advanced features you need the mobile app for, but because we're seeing such a demand for the mass texting side of things, I do think we'll be adding more and more features to that as we go. All right, well, that is literally everything. Thank you so much for joining. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like me to review today? If so, please just text in through the chat or in the Q&A section. We are recording this. If you want to forward it to anybody, let me know. We can get customers onboarded in 30 minutes. So whether you're an existing customer and you want to start using this, or a new customer and just want to get onboarded, we can get you up and running literally in 30 minutes. It's super fast and easy. Ashley, anything else from your end to add?
So just for our current customers, Greg, what's the process that you want them to take to reach out to us? Do you want them to send an email to support@punchalert.com and we can, you know, help them that way and schedule calls, or just reach out to us directly? What's your preferred method?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think support@punchalert.com is the best way, because that goes to our help desk and we track every single response. So when we're getting busy as we have been, we won't miss it if it's in our help desk. So yeah, email support. Of course, you can always reach out to Ashley and myself, but as well, and we'll get you up and running very quickly.
And then I had one other question and it left my mind. Thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate your time today. I think we're just in such an unprecedented time. And I love PunchAlert for being there to support our customers and be so flexible to be able to put together these features so quickly and make them available to them. So please, if for those customers that are out there, I highly encourage you to take advantage of these features, because it's a great way to target specific information to the group of people that need to receive that information. And like Greg said, him and I and the other team are happy to hop on a call to get you guys up and running in a very short period of time.
I don't know if we just lost Ashley. Ashley, are you still there? Yeah, her connection seemed pretty spotty there. So I don't know if everyone heard that very well, but I heard some of it, not much. But thank you for whoever, she was sharing someone's message. And so thank you, whoever that was submitting that sentiment. Yeah, we are here to help. And, you know, we hope you're all just staying safe, staying sane, trying to be productive. And we obviously will come out of this. So yeah, we wish you all the best. Please let us know how we can help. And thanks so much for joining today. Take care.